Okay, I think we're live. Yeah. What's up, everyone? I am gonna share my screen in a little bit. Wait, can everyone hear me? I think people can hear me. Material black. Okay. All right, let me share my screen. And then I'm just hanging out, kind of not answering. No, that's not a good layout. Like this, maybe. Yeah. So anyway, hanging out, working on some things while also just checking people's questions and stuff like that. So I do not like this layout at all. This camera layout. Is there another one? It's not. Maybe this? No. 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 I guess that's not the worst. No. All right. Let me see. Can I show the chat on stream? Okay. Well, it probably makes sense to do something like this then. All right. Cool. How's everyone doing? Welcome. I have not streamed or made a video in a while, but I have about half an hour or so before I need to hop on a meeting, so I wanted to chill. Thanks for doing this live. Unfortunately, I have a meeting now. Oh, we'll have fun at your meeting. Okay, so basically, I'm here to kind of just like show stuff that I'm working on while at the same time answering people's questions. Yeah. And yeah, I think the reality also is like, I feel like I don't do a lot of cloud engineering stuff anymore. I'm primarily like, well, that's, yeah. I feel like I program more and more these days than anything else. But what we have going on here is a little API. And our issue is that our CRUD and service layer are in the same file, and we need to fix that. How's it going? It's going great. Life has been really good. Just moved to a new place. Just bought a new bike, which is fun. And lately, been playing around with a lot of these AI tools. And I wanted to see if GPT-5 is any good. Okay. So basically, what I'm going to do is kind of prompt it a little bit. We'll focus on this one here. Okay, so we'll say, at the moment, our CRUD layer and service layer are in the same file, being product_crud.py. Can you outline a detailed plan on how to move the CRUD functionality to product underscore CRUD and then the service to product underscore service, please? Oh, no. Okay. Hold on. All right. So that's kind of like some feedback I want to give definitely to the team is like when I dictate something, I don't want it immediately to go because there's like changes here that I have to make, right? At the moment, our CRUD layer and service layer are in the same file, and then here, this is not correct. And then we can just say file product no. Is this product underscore CRUD? Can you outline a detailed plan on how to move the CRUD functionality to how to keep, let's say how to keep the CRUD functionality in this file and move the service functionality to product to a new file, say a new file product underscore service dot py. All right. Oh, for a second I thought that once again this is not right. For a second I thought that completely deleted. We'll just copy this. Product. All right, let's delete all of this here. Why is that happening? All right, hold on. I'm going to copy this. We're going to create a new chat. We're going to delete this other one. I don't know why that happened. Why is this happening here? Can you outline a detailed plan on how to keep? Okay, then we'll do this. Product CRUD. Okay, boom. That's good. Let's see. What are people saying? Yeah, more coding from a while, but it's... Wait, hold on. My goodness. All right, I'm going to hide this and then just bring these up here. It seems you're more of a cloud developer to me. Yeah, primarily now. So I have two focuses these days. Programming and then it's all Python. Yeah, like this year I've moved to our Python team, so it's pretty much Python. But it's creating like, projects and demos with Python and then deploying them to Azure, and then there are select services in Azure that I focus on and improving that experience for Python, pretty much. That's primarily what I do. Sometimes that is like looking at how our logs are working, looking at how like our error messaging is working, if there are any like performance things, or there's like so many different things that you can pay attention to. But the focus of our team is primarily like how do we improve Azure for Python workloads, and that just means programming a lot of Python and deploying a lot of stuff too. Okay, and then also there's a lot of like, programming with AI tools and like improving GitHub Copilot and that too. So, yeah, this is kind of what I focus on these days. At the moment, our CRUD layer and service layer are in the same file. Can you outline a detailed plan and save to a new markdown file? Okay, we'll do that because I don't really want it to save here, right? GPT seems very meh so far. Maybe through OpenAPI the routing is better, but GPT itself seems broken. Yeah, I don't really use ChatGPT, or for me it's primarily inside of like GitHub Copilot or like straight to the API. But I don't really use like chatgpt.com or anything like that. I know code and Python are languages of cloud. Do you see a niche for Rust? I'm not really too informed on Rust, but it has its niche for sure. But are you deploying workloads to the cloud that use Rust? Probably not as much as Python, JavaScript, Go. But it's it's a good tool, of course. I want to go into cloud field as done master in it, but struggling with coding. To be honest, do we really need to learn coding for it? Yeah, 100%. You can't get into cloud engineering without learning how to code or knowing how to code, especially now because you have people with experience in different fields moving into cloud engineering. So people might have like a software engineering background or something like that, and they bring all those skills and experience to the table. And then, you have your resume and you have their resume, and they have like all these things that they bring to the table, and you don't have any programming experience. Obviously, as a hiring manager, probably going to select someone who has those skills versus not, right? Okay, first impression, this is kind of slow. Is it writing to a markdown? Not quite yet. Okay. We'll wait here. I kind of like this idea of like answering your questions while we work through something. I wish there was more output as to what it's doing here. Do I have custom instructions in this? GitHub. I have some. Okay. All right, we'll wait. We'll give it some time. I wonder if. All right, let's just give it some time. Let's see. Global positioning system in the house. Do me a favor, if you're here, hit a like on the stream. Trying to get more people to come and hang. But like my problem is, or I guess the reason why I've slowed down on YouTube, because I used to make videos more often, is I find that people don't really like to watch technical things, which is very unfortunate because that's the stuff that you should be spending more time watching, right? So, you put in a lot of work to create technical content and then not many people watch it. So I've decided to kind of just like spend my free time instead of like making like these educational videos to just spend it for myself, like upskilling and things like that. But now because I have like, half an hour before I have to hop on a meeting, I can't really do anything too in depth. But I was like, oh, I'll hop on a live stream. But yeah, it's kind of hard to get people's attention when you want to teach them something, which is very, very unfortunate. But for the people who do tap into that type of content, I just want you to know that that's what you should be doing. And down the line, at some point, you're going to get what you're looking for versus the people who don't do that. And especially now with like a very saturated market, you can clearly see the candidates who are locked in versus those who are not. So it's going to be a smaller group, 100%, but use that to your advantage, I would say. Hi, for LTC Phase 2 Fast API projects capstone, did you intend for SQL Alchemy or SQL model library to be used since it's the one Fast API docs goes over? Yeah, that's a great question. I intentionally left that kind of open-ended, and that is up for you to experiment with. That's all I would say. I think the guide itself leaves a good amount of, we can call them gaps, for you to flex your own research skills and try and experiment skills. So yeah, that's the only way you'll learn. If I outlined absolutely everything, then I would be stealing that opportunity away from you. What's up, fool? Based on your cloud guide, I decided to go with the CompTIA instead of CompTIA A+. Both are fine, are just fine, right? Just based where you find yourself, my case sysadmin, I do not understand your question. I'm sorry. Please try to rewrite that if possible. Okay, let's see. I'll add a detailed actionable refactor plan as a markdown document to your repo so it's easy to track and review. Created. Then it just did. I'll correct the remaining heading levels. Okay, this is just markdown formatting. Added product service vector with goals. Where to find it? Okay, so let's see what it wrote. Where? Oh, okay, put it in docs. All right, let's close this. Close this. Now I'm just gonna hit keep for now, and then we'll open it up in. Why don't I see the view button? Hold on. Close this, open this. All right. This document describes how to keep your CRUD responsibilities in, okay, cool, goals. Keep product focus on persistence only concerns. Customer UI. Creation business flows. Yeah, that's good. Postgres serve. Nice. Applies business rules. Did you remove some of your? Yeah, I removed a bunch of them because I felt like it was like dated advice. I think this market is a market that people who are in roles already have not seen. So I just don't feel right kind of having people find old advice. Like, I just think like a lot of people on Twitter, like, get these certifications, get this, get that. And I just think none of that advice is working. So I didn't want to add to that. So I just removed it. Only interacts with Cosmos DB, requires fully prepared inputs. Naps. This is good. Business rules and policies. Pure part of credit queries. Okay, I like this. These reflect the desired CRUD, keep the file. Okay, so I think the only thing that I would do here to sort of improve this. So I'm just going to delete this, and then I'm just going to copy this. Actually, we'll do a new chat. I'm going to delete this one here, and I'm paste this in here. But I'm going to say is, at the moment, our CRUD layer and surface layer are in the same file. Can you outline a detailed plan to keep move? Here it is. Make sure they both work as intended with routes in product route. Okay, let's send that over. I went with SQL Alchemy for deeper learning. Awesome. Great work. I think if you are someone who defaults to selecting the thing that will force you to learn more, you're going to have a great career ahead of you. Yeah. So that's awesome. Good for you. Wait, it was nice videos though. Yeah, but the thing is, like, it's not relevant anymore. So you trust me, you're not losing anything. It's also, I want you to not focus on like, I want you to go find like a good course and follow that versus like trying to find like roadmaps and stuff like that. Also, I just feel like a lot of videos on that were like focused on like roadmap type stuff. I wanted to remove too. Just I want to stress to people that you really need to be spending your free time consuming technical content over anything else. You know? So that's also why I wanted to stop contributing to that problem. Okay, so it's going to create this markdown file, which I like. But ideally, let me look at our product CRUD. It's kind of longish. Yeah. So we should end up with a shorter file. And then this _CRUD file will just handle the stuff with Cosmos DB. And then most likely, like things like this would probably move to our service file. Then we are going to end up with less of this error handling here. This will also move to our service file because it's like very repetitive, right? And that's like one of the things with programming, like you don't want too much repetitive code. So a lot of that will get moved as well. Okay. Yeah, so this will solve one of the issues, or like the biggest thing with this code base. Learn to Cloud is the best roadmap. Yeah, I think, no more videos on dumb things like roadmaps, but then I just keep Learn to Cloud updated. I think that's a good trade-off, right? And the thing I think that ends up happening is though that less people see that kind of stuff, but I think that's an advantage to the people who do end up seeing it because it's like less competition, right? So to the people who are locked in, it's good for you. It's like those are the people I want to talk to. Okay, and we move this over to docs. Okay, let's see. So far, GPT-5, I am enjoying it. I don't have a very experienced opinion quite yet. So obviously, it outlining its work, I'm kind of trying to force it to quote think or reason a little bit more, and then kind of build like an execution plan, and then go in and execute it. And who knows what model will actually execute it, because like GPT-5 is kind of like a router now, right? Okay, checklist. It's not quality gates. NA docs only. Karma coverage plan. Save. Cleared. Okay, so let's open this one up now. Learn to Cloud is better than the varsity curriculum. That's a big compliment. Thank you. We put a lot of work into it, and then probably sometime in September, I'll go through it again, see what needs to be updated, see what needs to be improved. But for now, I think it's in a pretty good state. Do you guys still have the internship program? So as much as I wanted to do another one, I think I got so much negative response from it that I just got upset and said that it's like not worth my time. Because with the internship program, I was paying from my own pocket. Like Learn to Cloud makes us no money. We lose money on it, right? Because we spend our own free time. No one pays us for it. I pay for the infrastructure hosting, and it's free for everyone, right? So there's a lot of this. We're thinking like if we include our time in infrastructure, we're considering like, at least like, I don't know, 1,000 a month or something like that. And on top of that, having an intern, I was paying them out of pocket and spending more time, assigning them work, delegating, answering questions and stuff like that. And when we opened up our application for it, like the first thing we got was backlash of like, why are you asking people to have cloud certifications, or like why are tutorials not considered good enough for like projects, or like just so many negative things that for my own like peace and sanity, I said, I'm not going to do this anymore. And it's unfortunate because I think it was like a good thing. And I know the person who did join us for a couple of months learned a good amount, and we accomplished a lot together, but I'm just not going to put myself through that again. So that's where the update on the internship is. I actually don't like this extension. Markdown. I have 10 minutes before I have to drop. Okay. Markdown. Disable this. Disable this. Restart sessions. Okay, perfect. That's what I want. Are we still up for it? I don't understand your question. All right, this plan describes how to keep low-level CRUD operations in CRUD and move higher-level service logic. New module. Okay, good. I should continue working as intended after the refactor with a small. Okay, good. That's actually a great summary of what I want to accomplish. Current for the following create delete listen. Currently contains a mixture of. Okay, that looks good. Target design, CRUD, pure cosmos be calls, no business real time. Yes, that looks good. Return raw items. Okay, perfect. Propose level examples. Good. Public. Predict patch operations. Looks good. Delegate all data low level functions. Routing. Routes layer. That looks good. Public contracts to preserve service. Lists. Nice. These named parameters typed are retained so that only the import path changes in the route. Good. Okay. Let's run it. Okay. Execute what is outlined in refactor product service. All right. Let's get it to do it. So it should. I feel like it shouldn't take that long. I feel like I should be able to do it. Okay, cool. How's everyone doing? Let's see if I got any other. No, not a lot of people chatting or dropping questions. All right. Let's see. So let's go ahead and create. Let's go here. Oh, I forgot we have queries too. I wonder if that's going to be a problem. The factor, add a new server. No, I feel like it shouldn't. But we'll see what happens. I may not have enough time to test out the code though, because I do have to drop in a few minutes. If you are not going to do an internship, then I would personally love to understudy you and work for you for free. You don't want to do that. Trust me. I am very, 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 very strict with people who work with me. You can ask Rishabh. I just don't think most people have the patience to do that. It's not like I'm mean or anything like that, but like I work for my day job like 8 hours, right? And then on top of that, side projects and things like that are taking up anywhere from 2 to 4 hours of my time. So every day ends up being like 12 to 14 hours of work. So I just don't think I could feel okay with having that expectation from anybody else. Additionally, if you were genuinely interested in working alongside me, you could go look at Learn to Cloud, or you could go look at any GitHub repository that I have and open up an issue or open up a PR, things like that. You don't have to wait for me to do that for you. The opportunities are there already. Like I've had people who have reached out like, hey, this is an issue I saw. I'd like to resolve this. And then that is like showing that kind of initiative is way better, because when you want to learn from somebody, when you want to work with someone, when it's not like a job, you have to make it as easy, as simple as possible to show your value. And if right now you're kind of putting it on me to like help you learn, like that's a lot. I already have a lot on my plate, right? Okay, so I created a product service. I'm going to actually close this here. Product CRUD. See, this is so much cleaner. Oh, thank you. So much cleaner. Okay, I'll move over here. Product CRUD. And then whenever people say that, and then I tell them like, yeah, go find something and Learn to Cloud or some kind of repository that I have and find like issues and work there, they never do it. That's how I know like people are serious or not serious. What's up, Fabio? Try me. No. What? The thing is, you want to learn, right? You want to go and whatever it is. It should be on you to go and figure that out for yourself. Like I don't need to be the one who needs to try you or anything like that. Like it's not like you're my employee or anything. ha! It looked like it worked. Let me see. Did it run? Did it run? What did it run to kick this off? I wonder if it ran the correct debugging thingy. Activate Funko start. Nice. That's correct. Yeah, I think it ran the right task. Amazing. This might actually. Oh, if this works, it's beautiful. It'd be a nice, quick way to fix this without spending that much time. Okay, I can shake in. Notes. Existing behavior preserves, registering, how to run. Oh my goodness, this actually might be good. All right, so let me stop this. How much time do we have? All right, I do need to drop. All right, y'all. So for the people that hung out, you saw me chat with GitHub Copilot chat and kind of ideate on a refactoring prompt here. And I actually think this looks pretty good. Let me look at the service file. Service, and then like our debugging should have moved there. This products. And then create product, extra. Handle Cosmos to be error. That looks good. Yeah, I'll have to actually do like a deeper scan, but initial impressions is that this actually looks pretty good. And then our CRUD file, where's our CRUD file here? I need to look at all these changes as well, but I think it's actually pretty good. Let's move this over. Then why do we need this? Then Cosmos IO. Delete product, patch products. Wait, so it didn't remove this stuff here. It left this. Okay, so hold on. So now now clean up our product CRUD with only CRUD layer functionality. Keep, and then we'll say product.service underscore service in mine. All right, cool. This was cool. Well, let me just I'm gonna spend another minute here letting it do this because async CRUD. Product by ID, update, sync div create. Yeah, so it has like it has these older ones and then these ones. This is also why when people tell me like, when I use AI to code, like I feel like I'm turning my brain off. Like, I don't necessarily agree. It's like there's like a lot of like things that you have to look at and potentially can learn from. All right, y'all. I'm gonna sign off.